Hello, this is Pluto. I finally found an app that I can record my screen on, so I will be voicing over my own screen recording. If this turns out to be I don't know, like a really liked concept, then I might continue it. But today we're going to be talking about my OC Pluto, who's also, I guess, the mascot. I'm going to say that in quotation marks because I don't really have a mascot. It's just Pluto is the name of the channel. But so I'll start off with when I kind of made Pluto. Pluto was, I guess, first designed or made about the time where Security Breach and the Sun and Moon show came out, because I really liked the Sun and Moon characters from Security Breach. So I would, I don't know, make fan art and custom characters, and Pluto was one of those custom characters. I'm pretty sure Pluto was the first custom character I made. And shortly after, I made her brother Saturn, but we'll get into him in a different video. So Pluto originally was going to be kind of like Eclipse, where moon or sun left apart in the other person when getting out of the body and having separate bodies. But as things change, I'm I don't really like that idea. I'd rather Pluto and her family being a whole different thing. At the moment, Pluto and her two brothers and her dead sister do not have a mother or father figure, which I might keep it that way because I feel like just the siblings is good enough. And we'll get into what happened to her sister in another video. But Pluto is the middle child. She is, the eldest was her sister Neptune. Yeah, Neptune. The second oldest was Jupiter. Then there's Pluto, and then there's Saturn. Saturn is the youngest and the most energetic. Jupiter is more of the sciencey guy, and Neptune was the protector, or not really the protector, but she would make sure everything is going smoothly and everyone was doing what they were supposed to do. Pluto was just the one who, I guess, watched over the children with Saturn and Neptune. But Pluto has, I feel the most lore out of all of them because, again, Pluto was the oldest character I have. But the oldest character, and if I find the journal where I had her first ever drawing, I will show it to you guys in maybe another video. While I'm editing it, I'll edit it into the video or something. But she has gone through a lot of changes. In her first ever drawing, I think she had blue tips, but still the black hair, or was it brown hair? It was either brown or black hair with blue tips at the end. But now, and then a while ago, I stopped giving her the black hair with the pink tips, or it was a lilac purplish. But now I give her just the straight black hair. If I feel she could need a new hair change in the future, I will. I'm still kind of trying to work with her hair for now. But enough about hair. Let's get into the lore. So Pluto, again, was the youngest middle child. But she did not, we don't have we don't have parents for them. And I probably don't know if I'll change that. Her best friend is Melon. Now, Melon does have parents, but both of his parents are dead. And his parents are Sun and Moon. Not Sun and Moon from the Sun and Moon show. This is a whole different thing. I just want to clear that up because I didn't mention the Sun and Moon show earlier. No. But, okay. So, Melon is his own, like, character. Melon is Pluto's friend, and Pluto is really good friends with him, but Pluto still hides some things from him, like how she's feeling, because she kind of does blame herself for not being there for her sister because of all that happened, and she also kind of blames herself for, I guess, not being there for Melon when he got infected, and we'll talk about what he got infected with in another video. I keep saying in another video, but I just kind of want to, like, stay on one point for the whole video, because if I get off topic, then it's gonna go everywhere. But so Pluto has her siblings, has friends, but they're, oh, I'm running out of stuff. Okay, wait, no, I got this. This is new. I'm sorry, I just don't know what to say, because this is a new thing for me, and I still have, like, a long time to go. But anyways, I need to continue this. Okay. So, Pluto, she is after what happened, I'll just mention what, like, her sister, Melon, and all the other people got infected with. They got infected with the super ruin virus, which is like the ruin virus from the game, but it's worse. And basically, it corrupts you so much that you may not be able to escape it. You might not be able to be fixed, like, at all. Melon was able to survive for many other reasons, and so was Chica, because Chica's another character that was able to survive. But Pluto, before the ruin virus, was friends with Roxanne, who in this thing is actually a bloodhound, because I thought it would be fun to make her, like, not like the wolf, like Roxanne Wolf, but it's a different type of animal that's not similar to a wolf, but there's kind of some correlations, and it also correlates to the super ruin virus with Roxanne being a bloodhound. But Pluto had some of her friends. She didn't have many because she wasn't really a social person, but she had Melon, Chica, Roxanne, and that was about her friend group. Now, Chica, she can't talk anymore because of the super ruin virus, and Roxanne is gone because of the super ruin virus. But Melon, like, still has most of his functions. It's just one of his arms is literally, like, taken over basically by that super ruin virus, and he can kind of control it, but it's also iffy some days. And Pluto, she wasn't infected by the super ruin virus because she and some of the others were able to find, like, a vault or bunker under the Pizzaplex, and they locked themselves in there for the 3 years. I think it was 3 years that this happened. I do have, like, a full book on this somewhere, but I'm not getting up to look for it. But yeah, it was 3 years where this super ruin virus happened. And then some engineers from Fazbear were able to figure out how to fix this. And basically, they were able to fix the animatronics, but the animatronics basically were dead. And all their, like, memories and personalities were basically gone. So Monty, Roxanne, and Sun and Moon were all gone by then. And then, so they found the other animatronics that were in the bunker, which was Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, Freddy, and Melon wasn't in there because Melon didn't make it in time. So Melon was, like, basically trapped on the outside and had to basically survive, along with Chica. But Chica basically fought the virus, and that's why she was able to survive mostly. And Melon got infected later closer to the end of the virus, so he was also able to survive because it didn't really take taken all of them yet. So after that, Pluto kind of just felt like it was her fault for some reason, which is probably because of survival guilt. She has that because her sister died and she couldn't save her. Like, she was, I don't know if I, like, said that she was, like, there when Neptune got infected, but another part of that is that her sister got infected by this and died a bit, basically, where that will correlate to something else in Jupiter's story, because Pluto one day saw that Jupiter was not in the daycare, so she went looking for him and found him in, like, this little lab under the Pizzaplex, like an old room, like a room where you would, like, fix animatronics. I forget the name right now, but she found him in there, and she found him working on Neptune's body, trying to bring her back. And Pluto in that moment just felt like that was so wrong, but she couldn't say anything about it because Jupiter is already this closed off guy after the incident, and with everything else, she didn't want to bring up more trauma, or she didn't know what to do. So she just basically is kind of hiding that from everyone else and holding on to that, thinking if she could stop what Jupiter's doing, then maybe she could get some peace. But she can't do that, because if she did, then Jupiter might get mad, and Jupiter wouldn't listen to her, because Jupiter has this "I'm the older brother, you have to listen to me" type complex. And then her younger brother, Saturn, has this tries to cheer her up a lot, and he does the thing where he sends her to different dimensions when she's, like, down, but it doesn't always help her because she just wants to be alone, yet she gets sent on an adventure and then has to deal with getting back home. And Saturn means all good, it matters in this case, but it's just not helping Pluto at all. It's just a never-ending cycle where she's trying to cope with what all has happened through the past years, even though half the time she wasn't even awake to see what was going on, because in the vault they didn't have any, like, power cables or anything to charge themselves, so after a while they eventually powered down and then were just brought back when they were excavated. And so this whole process of her just being scared during the whole thing, and then being powered down because she didn't have enough battery, and then waking back up, and everything is just told to her at once, like, oh, these people died, these survived, you basically have no one but your brother, you have basically nobody but your brothers and your one friend, and Chica can't communicate, and it hurts for her to even, like, sob, because sometimes she will, like, sob or say, like, small words and stuff, but for now, that's the basis of what this whole thing is about. We're all, like, the basis of my OCs. I will talk more about it in, like, maybe a part 2, or we'll see how long this goes. Again, if this gets a lot of, like, attention or something, maybe I'll do more. I probably still will do more, because I like this type of content where I'm doing a speed recording and then voicing over it, because I find it, like, a lot more easier than, like, trying to talk while doing the speed thing, because then talking it nonstop and then also having to draw nonstop is just kind of, like, overwhelming a little bit. But I kind of like this. But anyways, this was the video. If you like this, then I don't know, type it or something. I think that's a feature. Bye bye.